In this video, I'm going to run through some of the settings in WordPress. So go back to your WordPress site and sign in. And I'm at my dashboard, and I'm going to talk in this video about this settings area here. So let's just go first to general settings. This is where you would put your site title and your tagline. So if we go and visit the site, that is what is here and here. And depending on the theme that you have, this may or may not all show up. Sometimes the site title isn't there because you put an image there instead, or sometimes the tagline just doesn't show up. But in general, there'll be the site title, the tagline, and they'll show up here. You can see when you hover over a tab, since that's the title of the site, it'll show up there as well. So important to fill those in because it probably says right now just another WordPress site, which you don't want it to say. Don't mess around with these. Your email address, which you probably already have set. If you want to change the date or time formats, you're welcome to do that. And that is pretty much it. So this, you really only have to worry about the site title and the tagline. Moving on to writing. You can, if you want a default category, that is probably right now set to uncategorized. If you were doing a news website, you might have it just be something like news, something kind of generic. And this is what happens if you do not pick a category for your site, then this is what the category will be. So I'll just go with uncategorized. You don't really have to worry about this unless you want to, but we're probably not really going to go into that too much. But it's just the way that a post will look based on content. So if you're doing all your posts are images, you might change it to image. But for the purposes of this class, I would probably just keep it at standard, and you can do some experimenting if you want, but no need to change that. And I wouldn't worry about this section yet either because we're not really going to be posting by email. And so that is it for the writing section. On to the reading section. Okay, so we talked about this in the previous video a little bit, but you can choose to have your front page displaying. So this is my About Me page. And if you're doing a portfolio site, you might want it to be the About Me page because you might say, hey, welcome to my site. I'm a multimedia reporter. Check out the links on the side to find out, about my work. So I can do that. Or I can, if I want it to be all of my posts, I can change it to my latest post. So when I save that and I refresh this home page, it now changes to a list of all my posts, and you can choose how many you want to show up at a time by changing this number, and you can decide if you would like just a summary of the post to show up or the full text when it's on this home page. Finally, you can change this whenever you want. You might want to discourage search engines from indexing the site right now because you don't really have it set up. But then once your site is set up, you definitely want to uncheck this because you're going to want people to be able to find it. So that's what that means. And if I save that, it'll keep my changes. So then discussion, this is just something you'll have to worry about if you want to have comments. So if you are, planning to do a lot of blogging and you want to get engaged with your audience, then this is stuff that you'll look at. For the purposes of this class, we aren't really going to be worrying about comments. We're more worried about the creation of the content and the development of the site. So you don't have to worry about this, but just so you know, this is all about comments and the commenting section of your posts and pages. Moving on to media, you can set your thumbnail size. You can set what the medium size is and the large size. And why that is useful is because, okay, you'll recall your media library. So let's go ahead and go to that. when you put something in the media library, it if you want to use it in your posts, you know, so I've uploaded this here, I can go ahead and maybe add another image. Where's my pictures folder here? Okay, I'll go ahead and add this. Then this is in my media, now it's in my media library. Now, if I were to want to use this in a post, so say I'm going to add a new post. Oh, sorry, that's add new media, but let's go ahead and add new posts. My beautiful post of fun. Then if I add media, you'll see that my image is in there that I already uploaded to the library. And when I display it, I can choose if I want it to be large, medium, thumbnail, or the full size. So, you know, I'll just pick medium so I can change it and then insert it. And so now if we go back here, you can see that you can change these. If you want your thumbnail to be bigger or smaller, if you want your medium size to be bigger or smaller, if you want your large size to be bigger or smaller, you can change that here. So that's kind of helpful in case you don't like any of the default sizes. And finally, permalinks. This is really useful because if yours is set to default, then when you put up a new post, it'll have this question mark with the, you know, page number, which isn't very helpful for someone who is searching for your post or for the search engine or for you if you want to find your post again. So you probably want to do at least the post name, if not, you know, the date as well as the post name. So if yours is set to this, make sure to change it to something else. And this you won't really have to worry about. The most important part of this page is right here. So you want to make sure that, because if you look at, if I go into this post, you can see that I've done mine by the year, the month, and the name of the post. So otherwise it would say something like, you know, that, and that's just not super helpful. So you want to change it there, and that is your settings menu. And so now you should know what all of these areas can do.